Hello. Hello, Laura.
Hiya, how you doing?
Hello. So for the listeners and viewers, this is we're going to talk a bit about deployment of early pay at Forest Holidays. Laura's been leading that project from Forest Holidays side. In this session, hopefully, you learn about their journey through the adoption of early pay. You know what changes and benefits have they seen, and any advice Laura may have for yourself. Okay. So with that, Laura, before we start, do you want to just introduce yourself and also introduce Forest Holidays to the viewers?
Yeah, sure. So I'm Laura Grant. I'm the regional manager of the South for Forest Holidays, but I get involved in kind of projects across the business, be it operationally, marketing, etc., as well as deal with the frontline managers and all the challenges they've got currently. So Forest Holidays, we've got 10 locations around the country. Been around for a little while, but recently started to expand, so looking to open up more. We've got 643 employees, so quite a big size in terms of the volume of locations that we've got. But we obviously recruit in rural communities, so it really helps the places that we are when we get in there. So
That's great to hear. And and tell me your motivations of when you first heard about early pay, how do you guys react and why do you guys decide to deploy and basically offer early pay to your staff?
yeah, so it was part of a strategy, our people strategy, to try and look at reward and retention. So we kind of tried to think of things of, what is it that our team out there wants? What do they need? What's helpful to them when you're kind of listing all these things that you could give them as benefits? And this one just ticked the boxes. We could give them the opportunity if they wanted to have their money early. There was no restriction on, kind of charges and things like that. So right. So it just ticked the boxes for us at the right time, really.
Yeah. And how did you offer advances? Did you get requests for early payments as a normal course of business?
No, we would randomly get people, and it was very random, kind of saying, look, I'm in a bit of trouble, can you help us out? And we would try and do that, but it was never very kind of organized or regimented. So this is just across everyone, whether it's our CEO or our cleaner working 6 hours a week, they can all draw down their money, and they understand it. So
okay, that's brilliant. And tell me more about how difficult was it to roll out early pay, the project of onboarding and everything. How much of a challenge was it?
It depends on where you're at on your setup. So Access people, obviously, we have all our payroll bureau through there, etc. So as long as we made sure everything was correct on everyone's files, i.e. their email addresses, bank details, etc., there wasn't actually that much work to do. Just the communication of how it all worked was probably our biggest challenge. Setting aside people's worries around, could you draw down too much? Could you get yourself into a bit of trouble? But once we kind of went through all that with everyone, it was smooth.
Yeah, and I believe the whole onboarding process was 2 or 3 weeks for you, so it was quite short, wasn't it?
Yeah, but not as in 2 or 3 weeks of full time, of my time kind of looking at it. So, as I said, as long as your groundwork's right, as long as you've got everything correct and all your email addresses are accurate, then there isn't a lot of work to do. So
yeah. And how much of a overhead has it created for your organization to manage early pay? Has it created significant overheads for you guys?
No, I still manage it. I get the odd request to resend the link because someone's lost it or it's dropped into their trash. But genuinely, it's probably 7 or 8 requests a month out of 600 and odd team to resend their links.
Yeah.
Trying to get the new team on board and it feeding through because we run with the same payroll bureau. It's easy. Right. So yeah, the fact that I'm still managing it tells you it's not a big problem.
All right. And how, so you've been up and running. I think you launched in March, but of course you had to stop during the COVID period. And then you relaunched in June, is it? Is it early June?
Yeah, just to the end of June, beginning of July, yeah.
Yeah. So how have the staff reacted to it? What's the feedback been?
I think that because we furloughed 90% of our team, so when they all came back, those that had known about it in March assumed we weren't going to do it. Right. Because of the new world and thought we didn't have money, etc., etc. So the fact that we still launched with it and they're able to access it and those that want to use it are using it, that they're, they can't be more positive about it, really.
Right. So it's good feedback. And how's and coming back to your original reasons in terms of reward and retention and all of that, although it's still early days, what's your feeling about it? Does it help you?
I think in the current climate, again, yes, because it's something that our teams assumed we'd take away because they thought it was a challenge for us.
Right.
We're not able to tell yet whether someone's staying with us just because of this, but I'm sure if you listed opportunities in other businesses and we put it on our job applications now, we put it on our kind of induction program. When you start to balance it out, if you're looking for another job, for some people it will be a big tick in the box. As a reason to stay.
Yeah, no, look, I think especially in the low wage sector, it's not uncommon for people to move jobs for like 10p an hour more and all of that. And oftentimes it may not be the right decision for the employee. Absolutely. And lastly, I mean, like for organizations who are in similar situation, who are considering early pay, what would be your advice to them?
I suppose don't be fearful for it. If your groundwork's right and all your employee databases are right, it genuinely is simple once you set up the background sort of steps. I think your teams will be thankful for it, especially in the current climate. And it's just a win-win for us at the minute, that's for sure.